tomorrow night.
Very different body styles between these two. Chobanu, GHARIBYAN, they're ready for action here. We'll see if the length of GHARIBYAN can get locked up around Chobanu, but I don't know if I'd want to lock up around Chobanu, as he'll snatch you up and throw you over his head.
He will send you flying about as quick as anybody in the field, and we are underway. 2 3-minute periods in Greco-Roman wrestling, same as freestyle. There are a number of differences, and we will talk about them throughout the early portions of the broadcast. All upper body is the main thing you need to know. No leg attacks are allowed. You'll see a lot of the arm throws like this. A quick one ripped out by GHARIBYAN. No points awarded as Chobanu was able to spring back up. No exposure.
And he was able to circle on front too, so he didn't get that 2-point proper throw call. I was talking to some freestyle purists last night, and they were telling me how great it is to watch Greco-Roman live and how you can't grasp the brutality and the toughness and the hand fighting on TV as you see live. But you know, these two are going furs flying out here as they're looking to attack hands and arms.
And the first points will go to the Armenian, showing no side effects of getting banged up earlier. He comes out, he had the throw attempt, and there he finishes the takedown.
And stepping in very hard with his right foot in between the feet of Chobanu, he did right there and was able to knock Chobanu off balance to get 2-point takedown. The pushing and the pulling and just the brutality and the physicality of the hand fighting can knock you senseless sometimes.
GHARIBYAN started wrestling at 59 kilos. That was back in 2017 before the weight class moved up to 60 kilos with the change. He has wrestled as big as 63 most recently. The World Cup in Belgrade last December, so he has bounced back and forth between the two weights. Passivity the call. They will give it to Armenia. He gets the point. He has the choice of working parterre, and he will put Chobanu down on the mat.
We often, I would say 95% of the time, we see the athlete look to be on top, and this is where we see the most explosive action is from the parterre position. GHARIBYAN will look to lock his hands and step up high with one of his feet to get a lift, and they'll use those feet as slides to pull their opponent up and drive their bottom knee. I teach my kids, it's like a spatula underneath a hot dog sometimes, where you dig that knee underneath and then you pop your knee to the sky and pop those gut wrenches around. Beautiful position by GHARIBYAN there to go up 5-0. This is a little shocking.
I'll never look at a hot dog the same way. Thank you very much.
It is difficult to pick up a hot dog with a spatula, so you really got to pick that side up.
I like it. GHARIBYAN with a 5-0 lead. He has looked really sharp here in this opening period. The winner into the gold medal round tomorrow night. Chobanu, who can score points in a bundle, he can get them quickly, so no deficit too large for him to overcome. Really hasn't been able to get to his shots, though. It's been the Armenian who has dictated this first period.
Right, and being 5-0, the referee will typically put their whistle away for a while and not give that passivity point or that passivity call. And GHARIBYAN still continues with that 2-on-1 to work Chobanu to the edge.
Working hard on the left arm. Chobanu trying to circle his way, maybe possibly toward a step out, but nothing happening there. Plenty of room for GHARIBYAN to get back in. And that's how the period will end. All Armenia.
That was very impressive. GHARIBYAN on the edge of the mat there didn't get pushed to the edge. He didn't step out and give up a point there. That type of physicality and balance, not to get pushed backwards out of bounds, saved him a point. And honestly, it saved that a 5-point deficit besides a 4-point deficit. It's a huge difference as we go to period 2.
Chobanu has wrestled in these World Championships numerous times, making his 7th appearance. His highest finish was a silver medal back in 2018 in Budapest. Highly regarded back in Moldova. 2018, he was named the Athlete of the Year, both by the Ministry of Education for his work and also the Sports Press of Moldova. underway, second period. Can Chobanu get back into it?
The pummeling position that these athletes are doing, watch their shoulders. They go side to side. They lean, then they pull, then they push. It really is like a violent dance.
Chobanu doing a really good job of keeping, or I should say GHARIBYAN, keeping Chobanu off his body. He wants to get into those locks, wants to snap the head. See him try to get more physical with his pummeling. First 3 minutes all tone set by Chobanu, and GHARIBYAN trying here to maintain his 5-point lead.
Shoulder pressure moving forward. Chobanu is going to need to look to lock up an arm here, lock up the body and look for a throw. As with 2 minutes to go, a 5-0 lead is not insurmountable, but it's a lot when you're at this high-level world semifinal.
GHARIBYAN took a cut just above his left eye, so the referee will stop it. Blood timeout will begin. Chobanu, you go way back early in his career for Moldova. He had a frustrating European championship, and they were really looking to mix things up. They were frustrated with their training. They actually had reached out to both Japan and the Korean federations about maybe training with them just to try to change the pace a little bit. Moldova recommitted, established more resources for the wrestlers to work, as evident by what the women were able to do this year. So Chobanu back at what he feels is the pinnacle of his performing and his career so far.
And Sean, that is so smart by the Moldovan government, because a change of scenery can really help sometimes. You get in a rut training with the same people, same way all the time, that sometimes a shock to the system as a coach and as an athlete can bring your level up and also remind you why you love the sport so much.
Raise awareness too. You just see how other people approach it. Give you some ideas. After the blood timeout, Chobanu still with 0 up on the board. Arm throw attempt, nothing there. Now Chobanu trying to get a thrust and lift, and the official is going to stop the action before there were any points, and Moldova is going to go nuts.
And he's asking him to push the challenge button. We had this happen earlier this afternoon where the referee inadvertently blew his whistle, and I want to say that GHARIBYAN might have been choked out a little bit there.
That's what it looked like initially. I was going to wait and try to see a replay of it, but when I first saw it real time, that's what I was thinking the referee spotted for him to jump in like that.
And we do have a challenge. We're going to bring it up here on the board here in just a moment. Chobanu did a great job of snapping down GHARIBYAN's head. Pulls it down to a front headlock position and then gets that forearm right across the throat. Nice fireman's position without a leg, but now Chobanu drives his hips in and really just squeezes, and GHARIBYAN's trying everything he can do to not go out.
Well, he has the arm in there in the headlock. This is going to be a tough one.
It is. It all depends on when the official blew his whistle, though. If the whistle is blown before exposure, you can't go and re-wrestle that position in Greco-Roman wrestling. And they just said challenge lost. They blew the whistle, and the fans aren't very happy about that. And GHARIBYAN is getting some time to breathe. This very similar situation happened in his quarterfinal match against the American. Right now, those coaches from Moldova are very concerned about this rest time for GHARIBYAN with only 1:37 to go in the bout.
So the challenge loss, point awarded with the lost challenge. Moldova now does not have any challenges remaining. You get one per match. If you get the call overturned, you get your challenge back. But right now, all the attention, the medical attention on GHARIBYAN.
And you do get 5 minutes of blood time. That's it. but it's an unlimited amount of injury time.
Okay, continue. Okay.
So it looks like the Armenian is going to be all right. He will go back to action.
You saw him when he went to his back there. He started tapping out. He was on his way out, seeing the dark stars, starting to tunnel vision out a little bit. And this 6-point can go really quickly, as the Armenian has a call confirmed there for Passivity.
Red point. Red.
So Passivity is the call, and now it will be an opportunity for the first time to go parterre for Chobanu.
Watch for Chobanu to reach around the waist of GHARIBYAN, lift him up and throw him over his head. Maybe looking for a 5-point throw. That 5-point throw would put him in the lead. Here we go. He's hop sides.
He's up in the air, and he flips him over, and they will go 4. And just like that, he cuts it down to a point, exposes him for 4 more, and Chobanu, in a flash, grabs the lead. And you see the Armenian looking over to see what the settling is of the score, and I think it should be 9-6, Chobanu.
The referee gave 5 for the throw, feet over his head for high amplitude. The mat judge went 4, so they're going to decide if that was a 5 or a 4-point throw. And then Chobanu got another 4-point throw. So it looks like they went 4 and 4. And now an 8-6 lead for Chobanu, and just like that, it's exciting. And now Armenia going to challenge, looking to see if there was a second exposure point or if the second one started on the mat. We know this one. He circles him, pops his hips, he lands in danger. I think that should have been 5, and they gave him 4. Let's see on the second one if he used his legs maybe to kick him over, they're saying, if he used his legs to kick over. And he didn't expose. Here we go. So right here, he circles him, he launches him. Wow!
That's 5.
Definitely 5. And the challenge is lost as he went 5, and then feet to back again for exposure for 4. We'll see what they make the score here. 9-6.
So they went 2 4s and then the lost challenge. Chobanu will take it, up 9-6, inside a minute to go. We told you, you just can't count this guy out. No deficit too large for him to overcome.
How about that low lift that he did from the waist, slid it up to his hips, and he wasted no time to take GHARIBYAN over his own head.
So the first time, it's GHARIBYAN working through some adversity. He was in control of this match. And now Chobanu has snatched it, 9-6, 20 seconds to go. Can GHARIBYAN get back some of that momentum? He's running out of time, 15 seconds. He just doesn't look the same since he was looked at by the doctor. He looks exhausted, and Moldova rallies to win. For the second time in his career, Victor Chobanu will wrestle for a world championship. All because of his ability, parterre on top, the reverse grip and launch, ×2.
He's an exciting wrestler, and anyone at home who says Greco's not an exciting sport haven't watched Victor Chobanu snatch people up and launch them. Down 6, no lead is too many.